What's everybody? It's Dr. Stacy Spencer.
And Rhonda Spencer.
Welcome back to Eden Restored. Tonight, baby, I'm excited to talk about this subject. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Bow wow, yo, yippee yay, yippee yay. Sound of a dog brings to another day. Can you teach an old dog new tricks?
What's this? What you rhyming so
I don't know.
much?
I got, I guess I want to be a rapper.
I'm gonna need you to leave that Jesse Jackson stuff alone.
Jesse Jackson.
Oh, what's his name?
Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Okay,
Keep hope alive.
Yeah, the one that rhymes everything.
Bless his heart. He went
Bless
to the
his heart.
hospital. But listen, the title of this is Can You Teach an Old Dog New Tricks? I'm beginning to wonder, do a lot of people conclude that when you get older, the intimacy fades away? Is it, I was talking to somebody the other day and it's an older couple and they're sleeping in separate bedrooms. Even Miss Pat, the comedian, talked about her and her husband sleep in separate bedrooms. Is it just a given that when you get older that your sex drive goes away and you don't make love like you used to? Is that the fate we're destined for?
I pray not. I pray not.
I'm glad to hear. I touch and agree with you, sister.
In the name of Jesus.
So we're going to talk about that tonight. So listen, subscribe, share, get some people in the room. Come on, let's talk about it together.
Talk about it.
I'm not the only person with some gray in his beard. Let's talk tonight. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? So again, we're talking tonight, babe, about getting older and intimacy. And I've always hoped that I would always stay vital, that our sex life would remain vital. Now I gotta admit, I be tired sometimes. I be tired sometimes. It used to be I feel like I had to have it every night, but every like this, past couple of we had a couple of days where we were just kind of going to sleep.
And that's okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I think the average frequency is about 2 to 3 times a week, and we're still there. But there's a misnomer that when you get older, that the fire goes down. I think what keeps the fire up is that you have to keep your curiosity up.
Oh, definitely.
You ever heard that slogan, can you teach an old dog new tricks? What's that mean for you?
I've heard that, and just visually thinking, can you teach an old dog new tricks? I don't know if it's the new tricks that's needed, but perfecting
Come on, girl.
what you still can do.
Woo, I like what you just said. Talk to me, perfecting. How do you perfect what you already do?
Well, as you said before, who was it? You mentioned a comedian, Miss Pat, and her husband now sleep in separate bedrooms.
She told him, she said the other day on the Breakfast Club, she said, I let him come in and get something every now and then. And then somebody said, well, do you let him sleep in the bedroom with you? She said, oh, heck no, he got to go back in his bedroom and go to sleep.
What I've heard from older couples is a number of things start transpiring. Sleep apnea machines that buzz through the night that keep the other spouse awake. A spouse that probably is snoring more. I mean, there could be so many different factors that could possibly lead to another spouse sleeping in another bedroom. But I don't, hear me out, hear me with your good ear. I'm not saying that that's the answer, but I'm also not saying that it could be the answer for some couples as long as they continue to connect frequently.
There's a new trend.
What's that?
A lot of women are getting divorced after 50 because of menopause.
Oh, that ain't no new trend, baby. That's stats.
Why is that?
One, hot flashes, mood swings, stuff hurting that wasn't hurting the day before. So there are so many different factors, and it's unfortunate that there's not a lot of information out there about perimenopause and menopausal women, because it's a real thing.
You've been through menopause since 38.
It ain't
How
no
come you ain't got rid of me?
Because I love you. I love you.
You be having your nice sweats.
I do.
You be having your mood swings.
I do. And some couples don't learn how to do that dance, because I believe that men go through their own form, and menopause is not. My gynecologist told me, he's like, because I'm like, when is this was years ago, when is this menopausal thing gonna be over with? And he was like, it's not a destination, it's continual. Like, different things will continue to pop off, but that's a podcast for another day. So, but yeah.
Our teacher, God rest his soul, Dr. Douglas
Oh, I
Rosenau,
loved him.
with the Sexual Wholeness Group
Yeah.
out of Atlanta, he wrote a book about sex after 50, and he says passion doesn't fade with age. Y'all just stop being curious. Woo! Passion does not fade with age. Y'all just stop being curious. And I think for you and I, we are students of intimacy, and we're always passionate about helping couples remain curious. Like, have you tried this? You know, we get so stuck in ruts sometimes that we keep doing the same thing over and over again, and it's going to get boring. And so you have to remain curious. And I like what you said early on. You said it's not so much about teaching an old dog new tricks. It's about teaching the old dog to appreciate the old stuff and to do it in different ways, to slow it down. Prince had a song called Slow Love. And I think as we slow down physically, we can't do all the acrobatic stuff that we used to do when we were in our 20s.
Absolutely.
But just being able to genuinely, authentically connect in a slow pace, to enjoy soft touches and soft kisses and soft caresses, and to enjoy the slow movements, I think that is also a key to teaching an old dog new tricks. Is like, slow down.
And I'm smiling because I had a conversation not maybe 2 weeks ago with a lady who's just a few years older than I am, and she was telling me about her and her husband, and him thinking that they could still act in a way like when they were 20, and they both got to laughing because whatever this was they were trying to do, they were not successful in accomplishing it, because as we get older, our body changes.
Man, I done caught so many cramps trying to do some of that old stuff, and I be like, my ego is like, keep going. My leg is like, you better stop right now.
And I think in our minds, there's something that's telling us, you're still 20, you're still 25, but our body's like, nah, you close to 60,
Is you?
I am closer to 60 now than I was a few years ago. So, like I said, our body changes and our needs change. Where before there was the constant need for intimacy where it was penetrative sex. Now we have to maybe wane on the side of intimacy being more of cuddling as opposed to what we did before, but making sure that in this process that our connection still gets deeper.
What is it? What do you mean when you say go deeper with the connection?
Meaning there are just some foolishnesses that in our big age that should be over with, as opposed to when we were in our 20s. Okay, let me break this down. Like, where we're thinking that I'm going to meet you in the garage in only a necktie.
Or
Okay.
the movies, the scene that popped up in my head, it's like a reoccurring theme in romantic com movies. They go out on a date, you see them eating, and then next thing, the scene goes to what?
The sex scene.
Where they at?
In a car?
Hallway.
Oh, okay.
What are they doing in the hallway?
Okay.
Tearing their clothes off, throwing the woman up against the wall, and and then the throes of passion. And when we go out and eat, we're having a nice conversation, might get a little something to drink, And I'm like, ooh, when we get home, I want to be like the movies.
And see, that's only in your mind. In my mind, it was like, "Who? I just a good meal. I'm full. I'm going home, take a shower,
Go home and take a shower.
put pajamas on.
Pajamas.
Put on my sleep little pajamas."
But no, that is the reality, right?
Right.
But in my mind, I'm like, we're gonna go home. And then while you're in the shower, I'm looking at Sports Center and trying not to fall asleep. But I think we have to put to bed the 25-year-old fantasy that sex is always going to be super spontaneous, and sometimes the best intimacy is when we intentionally just slow down and just enjoy each other. I love it when we're able to just take our time and we're talking and we're caressing or massaging your feet, or you're massaging my back, and we spend time warming up and heating up because we're not as young as we used to be. So I think we all have to put to bed that 25-year-old fantasy.
Right.
We're not 25 anymore.
Right.
And it's not about spontaneity, it's about context. Have we alleviated all the distractions? Are we rested? Are we in a good headspace? Are we ready to make a deeper connection?
And you mentioned context, and I immediately go back to during that day. Have we checked in with each other? Like you said, making sure that that our plates are not tilting because they're full with all these responsibilities and all these things are still whirling around in our head. Making sure that there's not a new ailment or somebody's hurting here, or so making sure that that's communicated with one another, as opposed to one spouse having in their mind, oh, after we have dinner we're gonna have this 30-second TV type scene, and only one spouse knows it.
What about Dr. Rosenau talks about the gift of slowness? What do you think he meant about, as you age, God blesses you with the gift of slowness as it relates to intimacy?
I think the gift of slowness is being able to appreciate where you are when you're there, and slowing down enough so that you are present with your spouse, that you're connecting mentally and physically, and you're able to tell where your spouse is. If your spouse tonight just needs to be held, or tonight, let's be more have more foreplay, or let's be a little more rowdy in our love making, but being able to slow down where we don't miss those nonverbal cues, the verbal or the nonverbal.
Here's what I think about when I think about the gift of slowness: a drive through the countryside,
Okay.
versus jumping on the interstate to get to a destination. If you're trying to get to the mall on the interstate, you're just like, boom, going straight through. You're not looking at any trees, anything, and you pull up to the mall. You go get what you want, get in the car, and go home.
Okay.
But when I'm driving through the countryside, I'm looking at the trees, the cows, the flowers. I'm going at a slower speed. I think that's what love making should be like when you get older.
Okay.
For me, when I was a young man, it was all about performance. Boom, boom, boom. Am I doing it good? No. And when I get older, it's like I want to feel you. I want to kiss the crepe of your neck. I want to feel the touch of your lips. I want to feel your nails glide across my skin. I want to feel me embracing you. I want to feel all of that, every nuance of touch. And for me, I have had to intentionally enjoy slowing down. And you'll tell me, babe, just go slow. How many times have you said to me, go slow?
More times.
So I was waiting for you to say that part. You were talking about the emotional part of it, but also as far as technique, what would you say to people who are older in terms of going the pleasure of going slower?
The pleasure of going slow is that the things that you rushed over when you were a little younger, because you may have been performance driven, or you weren't really so much in tune with your spouse, then you find different spots on your spouse that are sensitive, that may not have been sensitive to touch, that are arousingly sensitive. You By going slow, you find new and old spots, on your spouse, and you're able to connect to your spouse in a different way.
I just heard some new. You said new and old spots. Sometimes you don't notice a spot because you've been driving past it for
Right.
years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but if you slow down, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't know you were ticklish right there.
Right.
Wait a minute. That spot feels good. And it's because we are slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
What about this? How can we ask better questions? Can we teach an old dog new tricks? Sometimes the best way to learn is to ask questions. Not reading, not being told, but asking questions. And I think it's important, not are you okay, but what feels good now?
Yeah.
What feels, because like you said, we've been together so long that our desires and passions, they evolve and they change over time. So I think it's important for us both to ask each other, what feels good to you? What do you want now? Does it make sense?
It makes perfect sense, because things that may have felt good years ago may not feel good now. And because our bodies are aging, both male and female, some things are unpleasurable that used to feel good because of with women during different phases of menopause. There could be the dryness of the vagina, and so then, or the erectile dysfunction. Am I saying it right? Where it's not staying as firm as it had in the past. So we have to make sure that we're intentional with asking the questions, or even before you ask the question, be like, baby, can we, let's use this lube, or can we try this position, as opposed to going back to what is familiar or what has sometimes become routine.
You know what I thought about? It's crazy. I was in the gym today, and Fridays are my day where I try to spend a little bit more time enjoying all the gym.
Okay.
The sauna, the steam room, the jacuzzi, the plunge pool. And I was sitting in the steam room, and it came to me that making love in your midlife season is like either being in the sauna or the steam room.
Okay.
Go with me.
Okay, I'm listening.
What happens when you go in the sauna?
You're sweating.
What's the environment like?
It's cloudy. I mean, there's a lot
dry
of
heat.
Yes.
It's dry. It's just kind of just dry. It's hot. It's comfortable, but it's dry.
But you're sweating.
It's dry.
Okay, it's dry. Okay, I'm going with you.
Steam room. It's hot and wet.
Okay.
Making love in middle age, it can be hot or dry, or hot and wet,
and all in the same session. As you said, you enjoy the gym, all the amenities of the gym. It could be in the same session. It could be a moment where we're cold, and the next 3 seconds you're hot. So, yeah, I can see that definitely.
But I enjoy both. And I think that's the thing. We got to learn how to enjoy both. In the dry moments, it's okay. It's not, as a man, I got to be just transparent real quick with the fellas. So when my wife went through menopause and she requested lubricant, I felt like I did something wrong. Can you see that? Because in my younger mind, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to arouse you, then you're going to get wet. Not knowing that biologically, you can't produce the same kind of moisture that you used to because of menopause. And so when I got over my own ego and it's not about you, it's about her comfort. It's about being empathetic to know that dry sex is not comfortable for her. And so I have to be sensitive, get out of my ego. It's not about the fact she's not aroused. It's the fact that biologically she needs some assistance.
And you make that it's a good point where men have to, even knowing the educational level of knowing different stages of menopause, different stages of menopause, but still in that head, men are thinking, oh, this should still be taking place. And sometimes the two don't connect, where logic and reality don't connect. But the maturity comes when you like, you know what, she did request this, or she's let's try this. Let's you do this.
Yeah.
I think that comes with maturity.
Yeah. And then we got to learn the new body.
Mm-hmm.
As we age, we get new bodies. I like that. As we age, we get new bodies.
Okay.
And we have to learn the new body.
Yes.
Age doesn't steal pleasure, silence does.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we communicate and talk to each other about what feels good now, what I would like to try, again, keep curiosity alive. We cannot allow the child in us to die.
And I'm so glad you said that. And I don't know why I'm laughing. Like, even, I think it was this morning, I was getting out of bed and something popped. And he was like, what was that? I was like, oh, that was my shoulder. And we started laughing, so.
Snap, crackle, pop.
So making sure that as our new bodies are changing and aging, that we still find the humor, in it. Yeah.
Sometimes men are embarrassed to admit things have changed.
Why?
When the erection is not as strong as it used to be because of aging or low testosterone, we feel inadequate.
But why?
Because we're not. When we're younger and your testosterone was at 1,000, then that you didn't have to think. Like Eddie Murphy said, when the wind blows, you're up there. But now it could be hit or miss, and so that attacks the male ego because all men want to be vibrant. You know what I mean? They want to be rock solid, but it doesn't. Your body doesn't always communicate. But I think that's where communication comes in, both men and women, because the times when you're dry and you're like, hey, I need some extra help, or men ought to be able to say to their wives, I need some extra help. I need some extra attention. Some extra stimulation so that I can get up, or I might need to go take a supplement. Like, after talking to your urologist, you may need some Cialis or some Viagra, or especially if you're on high blood pressure medicine that counteracts your erection. All those things need to be discussed.
Yeah.
I remember when I was going through some low T moments, and my desire just plummeted, and you felt like that I wasn't feeling you, and I was like, no, babe, this is what's going on biologically. And I think that helped you to have some more empathy, like, oh, okay. So then we were able to work back towards an equilibrium with our new bodies. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
It does. And as you're saying that, again, that communication on what doesn't feel the same, and being curious enough to go to the doctor, to have those conversations with the appropriate doctor as well as your spouse, it really matters most.
Yeah. We have to have undefiled exploration. The Bible tells us that the marriage bed is what? Undefiled. So we need to keep that curiosity, keep that childlike exploration, like, let's try this tonight. Let's do this tonight. It doesn't always have to be the same thing, the same way, in the same room. We have to explore. You can be with a new lover without leaving your old one.
That part, yeah.
You feel me? Did you catch that?
I did.
We can role play. We can have, carry out some of our fantasies with each other. We can explore. Experience becomes advantage. Youth had energy. Age has wisdom. Ooh, I like that. Somebody once said that youth is wasted on the young.
It definitely is.
What do you think that means for you?
It means that as you are older and all the things, the silly things you did in your youth and the mistakes you made and how you've made them better, then you're wiser because of it. And then being young and still making some of the silly mistakes over and over is just unnecessarily.
And love making again is not always penetration. Love
Right.
making is holding each other. Love making is, can you scratch my scalp? Love making is, hold me while we watch a movie. Love making is, can you give me a massage? It's so much more than just wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely.
And I think wisdom has come with age to where sometimes we made love and we didn't even enter each other. You know, just being able to lay in the bed and to have meaningful conversations. Desire needs presence, not perfection. What does that mean?
Desire needs presence,
Not perfection.
You need to be present with your spouse, intentionally present. And things don't, the situation, the stars, the moon, all that doesn't have to be in alignment to be present with your spouse.
It doesn't have to be a perfect.
It doesn't have to be a perfect scenario. Oh, jinx. But you know, just being present with your spouse goes so much further than trying to perfect the moment, because stuff happens when you try to be perfect.
Yeah. There's so much to explore with each other, on each other. Our bodies are territories that must be excavated and explored. And unfortunately, we keep going to the same spots. I was watching this little dog, talking about teaching new dogs, old dogs, new tricks. There was this guy, he had like a little cavapoo, and he had the zoomies, and he had etched a figure 8 in the backyard.
Oh, wow.
To where he had gone over the same area over and over and over. And sometimes our sex lives look like etched patterns. We go for the same spots on our spouse over and over again. If you were to take a blue light, you could see the track marks where we have touched the same thing all over. What about this spot? What about that spot? What about this? There's so much more to explore if we could just get out of our routines.
And I think that's 90% of it. You know, getting out of the routine and being willing to explore those new spots.
Let me ask you a question. What do you need now that you didn't need before?
What do I need now? The slowness, the time, the space to be able to be like, you know what? I don't feel like I'm not 100% there, and knowing that you'll be okay with me not being 100% and not being anxious that you won't be okay with it.
You talked like the Riddler.
I know I did sound like a Riddler. That's why I'm like, you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, be more specific. What do you need now that you didn't need before? Talk straight.
What I need now is, in this season, when I'm not feeling 100 and I express that I'm not feeling 100, that you're okay with me not feeling, and not trying to fix it. I mean, sexually. Like, if you're thinking, oh, you know, it's, tonight's going to be, you know, we're going to have sex tonight, and something could transpire and it doesn't happen, that I don't have to be concerned with you pouting because sex didn't happen. And be okay with, if you do pout, that's not my responsibility of you pouting. You understand? Still? No? Yes.
Yeah. What I hear you saying
Okay.
is that when you ain't feeling it, that I should be okay. And I am, because I've matured to the point where I know my wife ain't going nowhere. And it's going to be there for me, if not tonight, tomorrow.
Right.
And we got a lifetime to spend with each other. So I have lost my anxiety of not getting it every night.
Okay.
I'm good with that. And I think you picked up on that. Hearing me snore, when we have not done anything. So, yeah, that part is good. And so you can lose that anxiousness.
Okay.
Because I know now this is a lifetime. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. So let me ask you the same question. What is it that you need from me right now?
I need us to remain curious. I need us to keep our exploration, because I like new things. I like new, and I think we do that when we travel, when we go different places, and not get in that rut. So just keeping our curiosity. That's what I need more than anything, because my commitment is for a lifetime. And I think if we're going to commit for a lifetime, we got to commit to curiosity.
Absolutely.
For a lifetime. So that's it. But it's, just to recap what we talked about tonight, stay curious. Stay curious. What the old man from the beer commercial say? Stay thirsty, my friend. Stay thirsty. I would say to the married couples tonight, stay curious. Learn, keep exploring each other. What's another one?
Making sure that you that you not just the curiosity, but making sure that you communicate when things don't feel right.
Yeah, that could fall under stay connected. Stay connected through communication.
Yeah.
Stay connected. Become one. Share. We can't read minds, so we got to be able to ask for what we want, and to communicate and to stay connected. The last one I would say is stay teachable.
Okay.
Stay teachable. Can you teach an old dog new tricks if the dog want to learn? And I want to learn. I want to remain a student of you until the Lord calls us home. You are you're my everything. There's not a day that I see you that I feel like I've seen you before. Every day I see you, it feels like I've seen you for the first time. And I want to continue for you to teach me about what pleases you. I want to be a master in pleasing you. And so please keep teaching me.
Please keep being teachable.
I was waiting for you to say, please keep teaching me.
That part too.
But no, I think it's important to know that just because you're getting older doesn't mean that sex gets boring or it becomes non-existent. Stay teachable, stay curious, stay connected. And yes, old dogs can learn new tricks, but they sure can perfect those old ones even the more. And so thank y'all for being on tonight. Listen, we appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great holiday season with your family, and enjoy Thanksgiving, enjoy Christmas, and remember that you can be a part of our inner circle, our community. You need two things to make your marriage work. You need coaches. Rhonda and I are board certified sex educators, and we would love to be able to coach you. And they also need
a community.
Yeah.
So we have a community of couples that are staying married, learning new ways to stay married, to stay curious. If you are interested in being a part of our community, it's called Eden Circle. So please go to theedencircle.com.
Yeah. And listen, we love you guys. We appreciate you. I hope that Eden Restored has been helping you. Do us a favor. Would you share this? Would you send this to a couple friend tonight? For real. In that little share, there's a little arrow that says share. Send this to at least one married couple friend or seriously dating couple, and let them know y'all need to come on over and subscribe. There's a wonderful community called Eden Restored where they keep it 100 over there. And we hope that it's been a blessing to you. So like, share, and become a part of our tribe at Eden Restored. All right, we love you guys. And until next time, make sure you stay naked
and unashamed.
Eden Restored. We'll see you next time.